The joy and love you brought to this world was like no other. You never failed to put a smile on someone's face, especially mine. You were always there for me whenever I needed you. You were there for all my games, all my laughs, my stupid school gatherings, my little tantrums, and my emotional breakdowns. I wish you could be there for everything that's yet to come in my life. I wish you were here to see me graduate. I wish you were here to see me go off to college, to get my first job, to get married. And I wish you were here to be the best grandma ever one day. On March 23rd, 2018, she was diagnosed with stage 4 test. Oh God, I can't ever say it. Metastatic breast cancer. For 2 years, she fought it head on. She was not only the toughest woman I've ever known, she was the kindest, most loving, and compassionate person I've ever known. I miss you more than anything in this whole world, Mom. And I know you'll always be watching over me.
Okay. A long time ago, I told Jill that if I ever had to do this, I was going to get through it without crying. And I've already lost that battle. But I just wanted to thank everyone for their love and support that they've poured out over the last couple months and last couple of years to the Pappas family. It's unbelievable. Jill also has an incredible support network that simply can't be measured. I honestly believe that if it wasn't for this coronavirus thing going on and the social distancing, we could have rented Cardinal Stadium and had everybody there filling the rafters, celebrating her life today. Jill was a loving mother to Nick. Every time she spoke of him, her face just lit up. She was a beautiful daughter to her parents, John and Ann, and a caring sister to her brother, John, and also an incredible friend and confidant to everyone around her. It was on June 13th that I found out that Jill was going through chemotherapy. I called her that night, and I promised her that she would never be alone in her battle, that I'd be there every step of the way. I remember laying there on the floor talking to her that night. Both of us were crying, talking about her treatments. But Jill always looked for the silver lining in each doctor's visit, every chemo treatment, and every time she was at the hospital, she always looked for that lining. She had an infectious smile on her face all the time, and a determination that just simply couldn't be matched. She was also an incredible fighter. She never gave up the hope that the next treatment that she was going through might be the one that would cure her. Even in her final days, when I came and sat at her bedside, I looked at her and I asked her if she was still fighting the good fight. She simply looked at me and responded by saying, "Well, do you want me to stop fighting? I'm not going down this way." I just responded by telling her to keep the faith and keep driving forward. I can honestly say that Jill will be forever missed by everyone who was gracious enough to have her enter their lives. I will always love her, and we always said 3 squeezes. Thanks.
Just want to give another opportunity if anyone wanted to share anything. I would encourage you to maybe write down some thoughts today or in the next few days just to help you kind of process this. And maybe you've already done that. But what we want to do now is we are going to have everyone kind of go down the sidewalk to the grass. And we're going to have a special ceremony down there. Also, if you don't already, most of you look like you do, make sure you have a yellow rose. This yellow symbolizes a forget-me-not, and the idea that we'll never forget Jill. She'll always be with us. She'll always be the lessons she taught us with her friendship and just how she lived will always be a part of who we are. So if you would, let's go ahead and go down the sidewalk, and we'll continue down there.